Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urius Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And today we are going to talk about the new spell, at least I am assuming it is new because I haven't seen this one before, called Arcane Vigor. Let's start out first by saying, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. If you want to leave a comment, please leave a comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. All right, so Arcane Vigor is, in all appearances to me, a new spell. It is a second level spell. It requires a bonus action. It has a range of self, verbal, and somatic components. It's instantaneous. It is the Abjuration School. It is usable by sorcerers and wizards. So there is that particular thing right there. So we're going to forego the warlock here, and we're going to go to the wizard because this is abjuration, and it does more or less go with the abjuration wizard. Okay, so it's an abjuration. So you tap into your life force to heal yourself. Roll 1 or 2 of your unexpended hit point dice and regain a number of hit points equal to the roll's total plus your spellcasting ability modifier. So if you're a sorcerer, that's charisma. If you're a wizard, that is intelligence. Those dice are then expended. You can upcast this spell. The number of unexpended hit dice you can roll increases by 1 for each spell level above 2. So if you're cast this at a level 3, then you get to roll 1 to 3 dice. If you cast at a level 4, it's 1 to 4 dice, etc., so on and so forth. Okay. Not totally sure why this had to be added, but it was added to the repertoire of spells that sorcerers and wizards get. Do I think that this is a second level spell? No. It is going to do healing pretty much equal to a cure wound spell, which is a first level spell. It is, or a healing word. So healing word, again, is another first level spell that's a bonus action, and it heals at a distance. This only heals you, and it's roughly the same, maybe a little bit more, but it only heals you. I am going to give this one C-. I don't feel that this spell is really needed. If we go through my questions that I always ask each one of these spells. So, first question is, can I use this spell every combat? The answer to that is yes. We're talking about the ease of use of the spell. This spell is a bonus action, so it is rather easy to use. I could see myself casting this every combat. It's more or less an emergency healing. If there is little healing in the party, then this kind of is something that you might want to get or memorize or take or slot in your repertoire of spells. Second question is, will I use the spell every combat? Is it useful relative to other spells? Maybe. If I've got a really good healer in the party, a great cleric, healing cleric, whatever, probably not going to be using this spell. Does this have an impact on my character? Is it integral to a build? No, it is not. Now, however, it is a abjuration spell, and it is a wizard spell right there. So that means that if I'm casting it, it's a second level spell. So in addition, whenever you gain, here it is right here. So when you cast an abjuration spell with a spell slot, you can simultaneously use a strand of the spell's magic to create a magical ward on yourself, and then the ward has hit point maximum equal to twice your level. And then whenever you cast an abjuration spell with a spell slot, the ward regains hit points equal to twice the level of the spell. So this spell would add 4 points to that. Is this integral to? No, it's part of that arcane tank build that I have for a wizard, but it's not a required piece. And lastly, is it going to have an impact on the adventuring party? Probably not. Maybe a little bit if there's very little healing in the party and this is the only healing that you have access to, so maybe it keeps that wizard or sorcerer alive long enough that they could actually do something. So let's talk about a few subclasses and possible feats that might be good with this. First off, it's a sorcerer spell, so there's always the meta magic that you can use. You can't really heighten. You could quicken it. Can't heighten it. You can't empower it because empower has to do with damage. Doesn't really get extended. Can't seek it. You could subtle it. Can't transmute it. Can't twin it. So quickening it is probably one of your only options here. Can't distance it because it's self. And when you cast a spell, the forces creature to make a saving throw. You can't do that either. So now, what about a divine soul sorcerer? Possibly empowered healing would work with this. So it says starting at 6th level, the divine energy coursing through you can empower healing spells. Whenever you or an ally within 5 feet of you rolls dice to determine the number of hit points a spell restores, okay? Arcane Vigor is a spell, and it does restore hit points. It allows you to roll hit dice to regain hit points. So there is that. You can spend a sorcery point to reroll any number of those dice once. So that's not fantastic. It does look like it goes pretty well with the Arcane Ward. So you get some hit points back and you heal your Arcane Ward. So it looks like it would be pretty good for the Abjurer. Feats, maybe it would work with the healer. So whenever you roll a die to determine the number of hit points you restore with a spell. So again, Arcane Vigor is a spell, and it does restore hit points. You can re-roll the die if it rolls a 1, and you must use the new roll. So there is that. All in all, I don't really see why this spell had to be in here. I guess enough people maybe at WotC thought that there was a problem with healing and that there was a problem with not enough healing. They did increase the amount of healing quite a bit in the game itself with the 2024 update, whereas, like Cure Wounds was a D8, now it's 2D8. Healing Word was a D4, now it's 2D4. Maybe they felt that arcane casters, particularly sorcerers and wizards, didn't have a means to heal themselves, and that a lot of that was missing because people weren't playing clerics or healing druids or things like that, so they needed to put that in here. And here it is. So, all right, that is the video I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody.